Hey folks, back with another little video. This time is a camping trip. Camping trip to Manche Park, Newfoundland, Canada. It's a park that holds a special meaning near and dear to my heart. It's the campsite that I first grew up on camping. First time I was there, I think I was 7 months old, my mother told me. So we camped there till I was probably 13. And then we kind of stopped. And I haven't been back there. Maybe once or twice, but I haven't really been back. So I initially start this trip out by booking the site that I grew up on, my family site, for a little nostalgia trip. But life soon throws a series of curveballs in. I won't spoil anything. One spoiler though, we are going into a hurricane that's called Hurricane Earl. So this is my inaugural trip camping with my dream hammock Sparrow, my brand new dream hammock Sparrow, my new Clam quick set traveler pop-up shelter, and many other new untested things. So why not bring it all out into a hurricane? So you'll hear me stammer for the name of the hurricane. It's Earl. It's a tropical cyclone. The numbers I was giving out for the wind off the top of my head, just estimating, were pretty accurate. I was saying 80k winds. It was 80k according to the Weather Network. Peaked out at 92 overnight for the whole night. A section of my fence is missing in the background. Obviously this is a day after. So anyway, hope you enjoy. Also, I should mention, I start the video by pointing out an X on a rock on the way up. That's about 1.5 kilometers away from the park, and my father used to get me to look for the X on the rock every time going up there as a little boy. 35, 40 years later, man, that X is still there. I don't know who keeps painting it, but if it ever wears off, I'll go up with some paint and put it back on myself. You'll also hear at the very end of the video when I'm leaving, you'll hear me make a reference to Zartan on the picnic table. And that's an inside joke to myself for one time we left. And we drove, how far is it? I guess 30 kilometers maybe. A half an hour. It's a solid half an hour drive from La Manche to Goulds, Newfoundland. We were in the Goulds when I realized I left Zartan on the picnic table. And my dad, fucking Zartan, turned the car around. He drove all the way back so I could get Zartan. And if you know anything about Zartan, he was the color-changing G.I. Joe. He was the darkest purple you ever saw. He was almost black sitting on the coffee table. So that's my Zartan reference. So again, hope you enjoy the video. Well, here we are in La Manche Park. I've actually been here an hour, to be honest with you. We have a hurricane coming. You're going to hear me reference the Tropical Cyclone. Oh man, I got to figure out what his name is. It's got a name. But the first campsite I went to was a little exposed and didn't really have much hammocking area. So I went back and I actually talked to the guy in the gate up there, who was a super nice guy. He wrote down which sites were available, and he gave me a free pick of about 20. I just drove around here for a half an hour, and this looks great. I can deal with this. So I got my car kind of blocking the wind a little. I'm gonna pull it back a little bit. The wind is coming straight from this direction. We're gonna put the Clam right here with the back facing that way, and the hammock over here. Kind of limited by my options here, but I got a couple of nice, fairly strong looking trees right here to go through. And yeah, let's get some setup going. All right, it's 20 to 6. I get started till 4. I'm almost 2 hours into it. Get the Clam set up, got my tarp and my hammock set up. There's an underquilt on it as well. We had to take a break. I worked like a dog. I set it up between 2 trees, not realizing I was bumping into another tree when I tried to run the tarp out. That sucked. So I moved it this way. Trouble with over here is I'm taking the wind front on, more or less. But should be good. Should be good. Let's get some lights going soon. Well, I'm guessing calm before the storm. I had a couple of snags setting up my hammock, to say the least. Mixed up the head end and the foot end. I had to spin it around. Spin the underquilt around and the underquilt protector back on. I got the doors on the tarp. I'll go over and show it now in a second. I just gotta sit and catch my breath for a minute. I planned for cold and rain and crap, and it's not warm. I'm just working hard. But we got the Clam set up. I got my speakers set up, some music going. I got a light up there, cooler, and a heater in case it gets cold. I told you I planned for cold. Take my shoes off after and put my feet down. This is the calm before the storm, though, man. It's a tropical cyclone coming, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but we're into it. All right, it's 7 o'clock. 6 minutes after 7. I got some neighbors moved in next door. I got excuse me. There's a receipt in my pocket for something. It's garbage. That's my garbage. Nice fire pit here. Garbage, picnic table, garbage can, recycling bin, my car. The Clam set up here. Much of a wind block as I can get. And I got the Dream Hammock Sparrow, hammock gear incubator in the burrow. Got my wingman tarp and the doors are cinched down. Got the new Superior gear suspension straps. I'm sorry I didn't show all the setup and all the gear, but it was a rush. It was a late start to the day. They didn't let you in up here till 3 o'clock. Guy didn't show up till 3:30. By the time I went around and picked out a decent campsite, it was 4 o'clock. And I had to set the hammock up 3 times. Trying to find the right pitch on it, especially considering what's coming. It's going to be some heavy winds and 50 millimeters of rain, so it's the calm before the storm. I literally just finished everything. Just made sure the underquilt protector was on good, and lights are in there, and the hang time hook. As soon as I came out, I felt a couple of drops on my arm, so it's coming. There's not much to see here yet, but tomorrow is supposed to be a shit show. Right into Sunday, we're going to be tearing down in a torrential rainstorm. So, yeah. Yeah, this is what we're going to be calling the beautiful part of the trip. It's a lovely evening. Temperature's nice. Got a little fire going in the first time I've ever had a fire with wood in the Yuko flat pack grill. I got a little place set up for myself here. I don't know how this is going to hold in the wind tomorrow. Hopefully well. I got it staked in and guyed out everywhere, so I'll pop open a window, I think, get some air through here. It's actually kind of warm almost. I don't know how well this is going to come out in the dark, but it is nighttime. I have my Coleman lantern going here. And got a fire going. I'm just sitting here at the picnic table. I just had a couple of hamburgers, cheeseburgers. And still no weather, still very nice. Not a breeze really. I don't think you can see much, but I got my shine line up in there. I got a light pinned up to the ceiling, shining down on my table. Chair and a cooler and some stuff in there, but this place is policed. We have a patrol that goes by, so it's kind of nice. It's a pretty lame fire. I let it die down when I went cooking. I've been having trouble getting it going again. She gonna go. Clam is awesome. Can't see much of it in the dark. The bottle of water and the propane lantern going. some wood in my fire. That's all I got outside. We got no food in here. Duffel bag is waterproof. I'll buckle everything up in the bag. Just to make sure that it's supposed to be some heavy rain. I think I got this thing up on high ground. I don't think there's any puddles going to form underneath me here. Hope not. I just wanted to capture this moment. I'm just sitting here having a burn after eating some burgers. A full belly and a little fire going. Not a breath of wind, as you can see by the smoke. It's truly the calm before the storm. There's a hurricane bearing down. Can't remember the name of it. Not a hurricane anyway. It's going to be a tropical cyclone. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Anyway, the hammock is staked and tarped and insulated and lit. I got lights in there and everything, so tonight shouldn't be too bad. Tomorrow's going to be a bit of a drag. Tomorrow night is going to be bad. Sunday morning's going to be bad. We're out of here Sunday afternoon, so we're packing up some wet gear, tearing down in the rain, I think. But yeah, all good fun, all an experience. Well, it's official. It is 11:26 right now, just about 11:30. And yeah, the rain is started. I noticed some mist. I could feel misty drops when I was out earlier. I noticed it on the window of the car. There was mist. I'm saying that weird, aren't I? Mist. And, it's enough now, you can hear it. Barely, but I can hear it. This rain has started now, 11:30 Friday night, and it is not going to stop until Wednesday. This is going to be some wet living, so I'm glad we had a fire and soaked it up here tonight. So yeah, pretty comfortable hang here. Ridgeline tension's really good. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining. Light rain, but it's going to intensify. But yeah, just wanted to check in before we hit the hay. Wind is still at 0. Like next to nothing in wind. And a very, very light rain, so far so good. Tomorrow's not going to be so good. I said out loud to myself earlier, you can pull the plug on it anytime you want. I booked this trip. I didn't know there was going to be a hurricane, so you know what I mean? No shame in pulling the plug at all. Same with if I got to half pull the plug, if I got to tear the clam down. I'm more worried about the clam than I am the hammock shelter. But this tarp is pretty strong and it's staked in very tight. I got the doors on as tight, adjusted well. I got the car that I can use for a wind block. This should be pretty cool. I should be able to hang out here tomorrow. But it's supposed to intensify. It's supposed to get up to 96k winds. It's pretty heavy winds. So anyway, check in when the sun is up. Well, made it through night 1, no problem. It rained intermittently. I slept very well. 10 after 8. I don't think I woke up till 8 o'clock. The wind is picking up, as you can probably see. Not crazy. I don't think we got anything to worry about here yet. It's probably gusting to 30-40 out there right now. Very light rain showers. But hilarity is going to ensue. I'm just working up enough to get up for a coffee here now and transport everything over to the Clam here and relax for a while and keep an eye on the Clam. Stay here for another bit. I'm in desperate need of a coffee. See the rabbit. Can you see the rabbit? There he is. Wow. It's just about to get out. Is he asleep, bro? He's gonna scatter now in a second when I get up. God, I love nature. He's asleep. He's just hanging. He doesn't seem very concerned about me or my noise or my camera. A little skittish, isn't he? Cool. Good morning, buddy. Yeah, you get your breakfast, I'm gonna go get mine, I think. Oh, well. Looks like I guessed right on the in the wind direction. Everything seems to be nailing the back of the Clam here. Nothing's really coming in. That's okay. I've been on the screen from where I just opened the door a few times. Again, wind isn't an issue here yet. So let's just sit and enjoy the rain and get a coffee. Well, it's coffee time. Trangia inside my toque stand, and my toque's 750 pot with some water in there, and I got some coffee in the cup. Makings of a breakfast. Well, I thought I'd fire up the Mr. Heater Big Buddy. Mr. Heater Big Buddy. I'm just going to turn it on low right now, but I'm going to show you how this works. So I've got my propane bottle on outside, obviously. My hoses clearly ran under. I smell somebody's got a fire going already. So we're just going to turn this to pilot, and you'll see down in the bottom. Sure. There you go. You should see the pilot light came out. I'm just going to hold this thing down for, just say, a minute. I don't know, it takes 4 or 5 seconds. Pilot light's out. It takes more than that, okay. Let's hold that for a second. Give that pilot light a few seconds. There. Now I've let it go. Pilot light's going. We're going to turn it to low. And hopefully, let's see it in the daytime, but that just lit. So the way it works, right now I've just got the left side panel on. I can feel that heat already. That's the left panel. If I turn it to low, it'll fire up both panels. Or sorry, if I turn it to low, it fires up one panel. Medium, it'll fire up to 2 panels. And right up here on high, it'll fire up both panels on full crank. To be honest, turn white. This thing turns hot, man. Yeah, just want to take the chill out of the air here. Now you can clearly see the left panel lit. Slightly low. That's it, man. One panel on low, and it's definitely, especially if you stand up in here, it's taking the chill out. I'll show my coffee. I think I've shown these things before, but Nescafe Sweet and Creamies. I got it in a Polar Camel. Polar Camel, and this was a gift from Lab City when we played at Iron Fest. How cool is that? Oh, a nice gift. Double wall insulated, really, really good for camping. Keeps my coffee warm and my cold drinks cold. Also, weather update. Not right now, but some serious gusts just came through. Maybe gusting 50k, 50 kilometers an hour probably. And some heavy downpours. Kind of just a light sprinkle here now, but a couple of heavy downpours since I've been up. It's 9:45. Wind is definitely picking up. Your vehicle's moving around out there. I don't know if they're leaving or going. I was just thinking, you know, I'm envious of the RVers and the trailer guys that come up here. No wet gear to pack up, close the door, jump in the truck and go. You know, they're still camping. I mean, they get to see rabbits and everything that I get to experience, but they got, you know, they don't need to hang up their gear in the basement when they go home. But I fit all this in the trunk and back seat of a Honda Civic, so I have flexibility that way, you know. And this, I like the portability. I like the. I'm not chained to having to go to a big campsite. I don't know. I'm thinking about a trailer. A guy mentioned me, had a conversation on the last road trip I was on, and we were talking about it. And, you know, might be a bad idea. Maybe just a little cargo trailer that I could have. I'd like to have a hard walled trailer that, you know, the winds pick up to 120 or something, man. I mean, they're calling for 96. That's the limit of what I've ever camped in, I can tell you that. I've never camped in anything over 60. But like I said, there's a first for everything. Just filming I don't know if you can see the hammock set up down there, but it's holding in pretty good. One side of the tarp seems to be a little wobbly, but I think we're going to be okay down there. Last night was great. But yeah, I don't know, lost my train of thought. Anyway. Oh yeah, I was going to say a little hard travel trailer would be cool to have. I mean, if this wind gets crazy, I think the first thing that's going to fail is going to be the roof of the Clam. I've seen some videos of these things in high wind, and the roof tends to start oscillating back and forth, and eventually, boom, it'll collapse in on itself. Seems to be the Achilles heel of these things. I was debating, and still am debating, actually trying to run a guy line off of that up over a tree to guy it out up, which is not easy to do, and I don't know if I can do that here or not. I don't want to pull on my rain jacket and go find out, so screw it. But again, if the roof starts collapsing, if this thing started caving in on the sides, or worse, started taking the air, started lifting off the ground, I got to abandon ship on the Clam, so I'll take the Clam down and pack it up and put it in the trunk. Let's say worst case Ontario, the tarp and the doors started messing around down there, and I didn't trust sleeping down there. Right now, I'd have to pack everything up and leave, or spend the night in the passengers in the front seat of the car. Had a little hard trailer, you know, in the worst cases, super storms, super wind, I could pack the gear up, put down an air mat in the back of the trailer and sleep on the floor of the trailer, you know, with the doors shut, waterproof, windproof. These little cargo trailers aren't that big. Honda Civics can tow them. I don't know, something to think about. Probably won't do it while I'm videoing. But we've been taking some heavy blasts. Thought about staking in the top of the Clam here, but I'm not sure. I'm thinking about taking this down now. It's 11 a.m. Not much. 10:35 a.m. And like I said, man, we're getting slammed with some heavy winds here already. It's pretty calm now, but man, those gusts were hitting, I'd say 55, 60. Hitting the Clam pretty hard. I don't know, let's see what happens. Not a leak. This thing is great. I tried it in my backyard when I first got it, and it leaked right there. It leaked on that little corner piece. So I seam sealed the outside of it, and yeah, that's the only leak I found in here. But I'm just gonna chill, have another coffee, see what happens. I don't think these winds are gonna lighten up. I got a feeling they're gonna double, so. Oh, the gust was coming. She leaks a little ear, like you get a little ear through this corner. I'm getting a little breeze coming through here. But, I'd like for you to see what a heavy gust looks like in here. It's kind of unnerving. Looks like I might have told you wrong earlier. Low is the left panel half power, medium is the left panel full power, and then high is both panels full power. I think half power is like 6,000 BTU, full power is 9,000, and double that is 18,000. That's good. Just keeping it nice in here. Oh, how good. Yeah, set the Coleman twin burner up on top of the igloo, and put leg in the holes. Let's do it. Man, breakfast was amazing. Excuse me. Couple of egg in the holes. 1 o'clock now. I gotta cut the coffee out. No more coffees. I was just saying to myself, 50 millimeters of rain, I can deal with. 80k winds though. The wind is the mortal enemy of all this here. I just made a wish and a prayer to God to let 50 millimeters of rain come and let the wind pack off. Let the wind die out. And you know something? I think I get my wish. It seems pretty calm here now. It's been pretty calm. It's 1 o'clock. So hopefully this isn't going to get too more intense than this. Hopefully this becomes a rain event and the wind doesn't intensify throughout the day. I don't think I'm going to get much sleep tonight. I'll be up doing clam checks. Again, like I said, the wingman tarp and the doors and that green hammock Sparrow with the wind cover, underfoot protector on the incubator. I'm pretty good over there. I'm not worried about that. That'll survive and I'll survive. I just don't want to have to spend the rest of the day and a half stuck in the hammock. Which is what could happen. Could have happened today. I mean, if this gets too bad, but right now I can hear it roar up above us. When you come down into La Manche, you come down over a long winding hill. You're going down in a valley now, La Manche Valley. So we're down, even though I'm kind of on a little bit of high ground relative to that pond there. I had to take a site with some trees on it. Again, big shout out and thank you to Eric for letting me have my pick of the litter. But concerned about widowmakers, concerned about blowdowns. There's two right here. You can see one of them right there. There are some blowdowns around here. Sobering reminders of what you're doing. And again, this isn't worth my life. I mean, if I hear the trees snapping off in the distance or something, I'm out of here. A couple there next to me are skinny little trees, man. I mean, it's not the best spot in the world, no doubt about it. But I guess this is a see how it goes kind of day. So something else to mention with the Clam. These wind panels have holes in the center that let the pull-outs on the outside pass through. Really, you see this water coming down in here. Not so much over there. Although this one I think is getting a little bit through the flap, the rain flap on the top. I saw a little drop of water landed there on my combing. Little leakages and little wind seepages through these corners. Not so much right now, but just when you get some wind seepage coming in, you know what I mean? There's little gaps there. Not meant to be water. Not meant to be a ice fishing hut or anything. It's a bug shelter with wind panels, right? And this is subpar conditions, to say the least. The rain jacket hangs up and hanging everything. I heard the hang things in here, so the garbage bag and the speaker. And there's the shine lines rigged up here. So far, knock on wood, which I don't have to knock on, but it's been pretty good. It's 10 to 2 now, so we'll get some movage. Yeah. So when that wind comes down in here, man, it gets a bit, we can get a bit intense in here. So again, they're pretty sheltered, and I got 7 stakes holding this sucker down, so again, this is what my concern is. So far, so good. Well, just checking in. You haven't missed much. It's almost 4 o'clock, 5 to 4. Rain and the wind comes in bands, man. You can dies out for a minute. I run out and do what I gotta do, use the bathroom, whatever I gotta do. And it kicks back in again. So far, man, it's been bearable. Been a few hairy moments in here in the Clam, but not bad. I mucked around with the stakes down there. I think I got that side a little bit better. Still, it's pretty tight, but I'm still ballooning back and forth a bit. But I was thinking about going out and taking the power on that, but probably don't want to do that right now. Probably not a good idea. I'm going to stay up, and it's 4 now. Supper will be at 6. I had a big old breakfast, and that was kind of late. That was 12 o'clock or something when we had breakfast, so I'm going to have another breakfast. I'm just kind of chilling in the Clam. Oh, sorry, I meant to say that the big breakfast kind of ruined my lunch, so I had a very light lunch. Half a chocolate bar. I saved my appetite up for a nice supper. I got some pork chops and mashed potatoes are on the agenda for this evening. So, barbecued pork chops and mashed potatoes. We're going to do it in the Clam tonight. And barbecue inside here. You'll see what I mean. Thought I'd get out and film what some of those badass gusts look like from the outside. Where I've been, I'll say hanging. That's where I've been hanging. This is where I've been chilling. Not chilling, it's warm, it's nice in there, man. It is shitty out here. about it. Everything seems to be holding in well. I gotta knock wood. I've seen that so much all day. And like I said, this is hanging in. Doing great. This is my concern. I was thinking about trying to guide out up into that tree, but that's a lot of work in this heavy rain. So I do have a center pole with me. So if I start to get too skitzed out, if it's too sketchy, it starts wobbling in the top or something, I'll set the pole up. Easier way to go there right now. Go back in. It's gross. I changed my mind on the indoor barbecue thing. Just a lot of messing around to go grilling in here. I figured I got this here now. I'm going to do my pork chops and mashed potatoes in a pan. It'll be delicious, I'm sure. Back when it's ready. Oh, looking good. Check this out. I know you guys have seen these before. I found this at Walmart. The cayenne, garlic salt, salt and pepper I used, paprika and curry. Cool as hell. And we will have mashed potatoes in 3 minutes. As soon as 2 cups of water boils. Come on. Mashed potatoes and pork chops. Some salt and pepper on them, pan fry them. And some barbecue sauce just as it was barbecued. Let's see how that goes. Well, I feel like every time I come back I'm just looking at the same view here, but it's been the name of this day, so that's what I've been doing, sitting here. Rain's kind of lightened up, wind is picking up. Not getting our wish. I don't know if I can just hear it more because the rain stopped. But it's screaming loud wind, man. It's hitting here. We're getting some fearsome shakes on the old Clam. But I haven't put the center pole up yet. It's hanging in there, man. Hammock situation's really good. I just took a peek under the underquilt protector's dry as a chip. So that's good. Dinner was amazing. Got the dishes cleaned up and put away. Yeah, just wanted to update. Rain has kind of stopped now. A few drops falling out of the trees. But yeah, the wind is definitely howling, so see what happens. Well, it's 10 after 6. And I gotta tell you, the rain has stopped. It's very pleasant that way. There's no rain anymore. But it's really, really hurricane windy. Not that, but man, there's been some strong gusts happening. I'm not sure if this is worth it or not. Not sure what to do here. I could tear this down. I got 2 hours. 2 hours of daylight left. I could tear it down and get out of here. Call it a day and a half, which is what I'm leaning towards, to be honest with you. It's kind of making a liar out of me right now, but man, I just got rocked with 3 in a row. That had to be 80K. Hard to say what to do. I mean, it's a lot of money's worth of equipment to get tore up in a windstorm tonight. Hammock again is not my issue. This is not the problem. The Clam taking that much wind, man, I don't know, bro. Neighbors are still there. They were gone. I don't know what to do. I got 2 hours. I got an hour to make a decision here. 50 minutes to make a decision here. Will that take me long to back up and go? Some of these leaning trees sketching it out. This is not the best hammocking spot anyway. I don't know what to do here. do know what to do, I just don't want to do it. Anyway, let's see what happens. Just missed a big one as soon as I came in from outside there. It's rocking and rolling, no doubt about it. I'll pack it up and go. I hate to lose a day and a half at this, but I did get $20 back on my payment. So there's that. This was such a shit weekend. It was great. Yesterday was great. I shouldn't say that. It's just those trees are scary. The Clam is gonna go down tonight. There's no way the Clam is gonna make it through the night. And I'm feeling like this wind is only gonna intensify overnight. If I do go to sleep in the hammock, I'm gonna be up every hour with a flashlight checking on the Clam. Yeah, I think we're gonna not push our luck. Not gonna push my luck. That's it. Final decision. Pack it up. I'll time myself, see how long it takes me to pack this up. Okay. Talking myself into it. Okay. What time is it? It's 6:15. Supper was way early, by the way. I had supper like 5:30. It's a nice break in the rain here to do it. There it is. It's real now. No, it isn't. It is. I'm just gonna just get myself dressed up. I'm not shutting the heat off yet. I got myself rigged up to do this, and let's do it. 7:14. 1 hour. 1 hour. 1 hour. Anyway, I was wondering, does that count as leave no trace? 10 minutes it will. So anyway, did a dummy check, a garbage check. There is nothing. We are clean, neat, and tidy. Dry here too, with a dry spot. I got the stakes for the tie outs. I got all the tree straps, the guy outs. I kept thinking about those guy outs. They're black and I'm gonna forget them, but I got them. Anyway, whatever we're forgetting, I forgot. Those Zartan. On the road in a minute. Well, I have landed safely at my house in Mount Pearl. I am home. It was the right decision, no doubt about it. It's gusting. I just checked the weather. As soon as I got cell service again, I checked the weather. It's going to be, it's gusting to 80 right now, and it's going to be gusting to 92 kilometers all night long. No doubt. I don't need a tree coming down on me, and I don't need to tear up all my new equipment that I just bought. I'm not going at it. Which brings me to a point. I wanted to talk about perseverance versus knowing when to pull the plug, knowing when to quit. This trip I booked 2 months ago, and I did it for mental health reasons. I wanted some time off work, man. I worked a year and a month at this new job, a year and 2 months, I think, at this new job or more. And July, August, September, 2 months. A year and 2 months I've worked at this new job and put a lot of work into it. I needed some time. I did take some vacation time this summer, but that went to the band for gigs that we had. I needed some time to myself. 2 months. 1 week before the trip, work selected me for training for a new tier, which is great, don't get me wrong. Oh, come on. I got 3 weeks of condensed training. I got to miss 4 days because I took this weekend and next weekend, as a matter of fact. So, another trip coming up next weekend. I persevered through that. 2 days before the show, one of the bands that I play with had some studio time booked and needed to get in. I couldn't, I had to stick to my guns. I had to persevere through that one too. And around the same day or the next day, we have a hurricane. Earl is his name. I should have. Anyway, Hurricane Earl beared down on Newfoundland. Tropical Cyclone, but still, man, it was pretty bad. And like I said, there in the afternoon, I guess it must have been hitting 65 or 70 kilometer an hour gusts. And the Clam was on the verge, man. The Clam didn't fail. The Clam took it like a champion and held in. But it was taking a beating, man. Those 3 guy outs that I put around there were all that was keeping it down. Yeah, well, and the 4 on the corners as well. But I mean, I think the 4 on the corners, I think it still would have like flattened over on and stayed staked. I think eventually it would have just folded over. But those guy outs were a godsend. I'm gonna upgrade them to Zing It. They are pretty important. I'm gonna rig one up for the top and try and come up with maybe a throw thing. I got some thoughts about it. I learned a lot about the Clam this weekend or last night, and but like I said, you got to know when to pull the plug. And the moral of the story, what I said to myself earlier, is solo camping is inherently irresponsible. At least you can do is be responsible. You know, have some sense. Especially remember you're by yourself. Another thing I thought of too, I got to get a car booster pack. These solo camping trips, man, if anything was to happen, leave a car door open or a dome light on, run the battery down. Oh, I was like Breaking Bad, trying to make a battery out of chemicals. It's just a nightmare, you know what I mean? No cell service in half of these spots, no cell service where I just was. I just came home and I called my brother and he was like, thank God you're home. I wanted to call you, I didn't think you had cell service. And yeah, so definitely the right thing to do. No shame in pulling the plug. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Bye.